Good morning, my little rays of sunshine. How are we? Govinda, I absolutely love how you were like flying straight in with a good morning. How are you? Good morning. Kerry Davis is in the house. Hello, welcome to the show at Rise Up Show on this Monday. I don't even know what day it is, you guys. Everything is a whirlwind right now. It's the 12th of October. And you are most welcome to come and join us to kick off your Monday. I hope you are all well. How are you all feeling? I'm in that no makeup kind of just rolled out of bed, kind of had a poorly child kind of feeling this morning. How are you? Debbie Marks from Cube Events sent me a little something into my inbox over the weekend, and it was that exciting that it made me do a little cry. That's how exciting the things that Debbie Marks is about to unleash into the world. That's how exciting it is. She sent me something and it made me do a little cry. I was that excited for her and for whoever else sees and gets amongst what it is that she's sharing. I can't say anything. I'm not going to, but what I am going to do is say, keep your eyes out, because it is pure magic that she is about to unleash into the world. So keep your eyes out for our gorgeous Debbie. Good morning, Angel. Good morning, Tisha. How are you, sweetheart? Morning, Vicky Head in the house. Carrie, things have blown up since the challenge. I love that. Amazing. We've got another Daniela in the house. Hello, Daniela. Nice to see you. Yeah, I know. Honestly, it was amazing. She sent me a little video into my inbox, and I watched it, and I was just like, it was that magical. It made me do a cry. It was amazing. So I hope you are all good. I hope you're all doing well. The guest that we have on the show this morning should have been on the show last Tuesday, but the hotel that I was staying at was A, in the middle of nowhere, and B, didn't have a strong enough Wi-Fi to support a connection, so you wouldn't have been able to see or hear us. We'd have just been sort of two juddery pictures on the screen, and I didn't want to do that to either of us because the work that this lady does is fabulous. So we're going to bring her into the show in just a second. But first of all, I want to know, what is the weather doing where you are? For us up here in Preston, it's a bit chilly. So we're going to start with that this morning. What's it doing where you are? Tell me where you are in the world. If you are not in the UK, we will represent you underneath here, underneath the compass. So good morning to everybody. I hope you are all geared up. Please do tell us in the comments what you are excited about this week. So this week we should have been all systems go for Be Inspired. It was not to be this time, which was a really sad but necessary decision that the team and I made on Thursday last week. We had crisis talks with the venue, with everybody involved. And what actually came out was that we are now going to do a 2-day event, Be Inspired the Festival. So we're going to have it over 2 days, and we're going to do the official launch of the Fly Anyway Foundation, the big PR and press launch of the Fly Anyway Foundation. So what does that mean for us? So it means that this current cohort of incredible speakers, can I just say these women are phenomenal, are now going to be speaking on day one of the festival, which is going to be the 22nd and the 23rd of April. Put that in your diaries. Tickets are going to go on sale to that next week. As soon as next week. What are you all saying, by the way, with your weather? We're all right. Okay, so it's bright in Brum. Look where we've got a little bit of a sassy sunny bay there for our Joe Smith in Brum. We've got drab in Leeds. It's a bit shit in Leeds. There we go. Yorkshire and Leeds. You can have a little bit of it. It's a bit shit bay. There you go, my darlings. It's a bit shit in Cheshire. Oh no. It's got some nice weather. Come on, let's lighten things up a little bit. So put the 22nd and the 23rd. Is it a bit shit in South Wales as well? I think I saw. It's a bit shit in South Wales. Oh, it's a bit shit. Bees are out in force today. Where are they? There they are in South Wales. There, we've just got this side of the country. So, keep the 22nd and the 23rd in your diary. On day two, the new cohort, so the cohort that are just signing up now are going to be speaking at the event too. So things just got turned up a notch for everybody who just got involved with the Be Inspired Mastermind. There are 4 spaces left, and in light of how crazy things were last week, and to help as many of you get speaking as possible, we have extended the cart for Be Heard So You Want to Be a Speaker as well to Friday. So if you want to get involved with this current cohort of Be Heard So You Want to Be a Speaker or be inspired, then we need to have a conversation. We need to be having a little chatty chat about getting you speaking. So we'll be talking about that all the way through the week this week, but we don't have a lot of time this morning to talk about all that. So if you do want to know, go to www.iamthequeenbee.co.uk/packages, and you will be able to see all the different packages that are available. They are all open to the end of this week. Stay tuned to the end of the show today. I have got some details coming for you for a bee treat that I've planned over the course of this weekend. I wasn't expecting to, but I did. So yeah, do stay tuned for information coming your way about that. But in the meantime, enough of this, because we don't have very long with this guest this morning because of the new cohorts. This just got real. Yes, Joanne Smith, I'm looking at you speaking on that stage on the 22nd and 23rd of April. That is very exciting. But we are going to welcome to the show today the gorgeous and the fabulous, the very lovely Danielle Hobson. Good morning.
Morning.
Are you all right, my darling?
I am. How are you?
I am good. First of all, I need to say thank you very much for being super flexible and being totally cool with the fact that we couldn't do last Tuesday.
Absolutely fine. No problem. I put my face on for nothing. It's fine. It's okay.
I was fuming. Absolutely. I got up and I could have had a lie in.
Don't they? And do you know what? Technology, kids, like just life in general. And that's, one thing I am is flexible because I understand how hard it is to be, a working mum. So
you're an absolute legend. And talking about being a working mum, that really does centre around your work, doesn't it? About particularly being a mum in business. Tell us, Danielle, about what it is that you do.
So I am a business and mindset coach, specialising in particular in getting mums starting their own businesses basically from scratch, because I think it's super important that just because and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home mom or, not working as a mom and spending the time with children. But to be honest, I weren't put on this earth to just be a mom. Like I need to be Danielle. And I know that there is so many more women out there that feel exactly the same, but they feel stuck in the role of mom or just doing maybe a part-time job that will fit around anything that they can get really to fit around the children and life. So my mission in life now is to get women, mainly mums, starting their own businesses, getting them back into the world again as themselves, not just mom, but also having a business because it's flexible enough to be able to do what they want and it's their passion, and so that's what I do. I help women get started.
It is amazing what you do. Like being I'm a parent of 3, and I would argue that I love my children viciously, and I've said this before, viciously. I love them, but being a mum never defined me. It was never like, when I introduce myself, I go to networking meetings. I always find it very interesting, Danielle. I don't know if you find this, but the people around the room, you go and introduce yourself around the room, and the men will stand up and they'll go, "Oh, I'm such and such person, and I'm in construction," or they'll say, "Oh, I'm such and such person, and I'm a hypnotherapist," or "I'm such and such person, and I do this." And then the women who are parents tend to stand up and say, "I'm a mum and I."
Yeah.
And it used to annoy me, because I used to think that none of the men stood up and said, "I'm a dad and I." So I know I'm talking to the parents that are out there and the people that have chosen to have children or have children or whatever. And we're just talking about that this morning, and we're cool. So when I first started out in business, I made a conscious decision not to lead with being a parent, because I didn't need to. That was my life and not my business.
Yeah. And
I think for me, and knowing that there are people like you out there who it kind of gives you the permission to say, "Do you know what? It's okay to not just be mum. And when you do become a mum, we've spoken to people like Naomi Ella about this, about matrescence, becoming a parent, that often you lose a little bit. You put on different hats at different times in your life. And when you've got the mum hat on, it's really difficult to take it off, or it's really difficult to give yourself permission to take it off.
100%. Yeah.
100%. So what do you do to help support people to do that?
So, like, first and foremost, I double myself up as a mindset coach as well, and obviously all the training and experience that I've got in that, and because I think it's super important to have both. I don't think you can have just the practical side of business without the mindset, and especially when working with mums, the mind is probably the most important thing, because of the whole giving themselves permission, the self-limiting beliefs that hold them back, not feeling good enough, not feeling like they should, the guilt, the mum guilt, horrendous. Yeah. So we deal with all of that first. And it's just showing them that there is another way, that there is a way to be themselves, but also be there for them children. So like, they can be present, but also successful in their own right.
Yeah.
So, spending time with them in the beginning, seeing, where their mindset is, and then showing them what it is that they could actually do to make money. How can they actually make money? How can they actually start their business? Because a lot of people don't, if they haven't got business qualifications or anything that stands right out, they think, oh no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I've got no business qualifications. I stumbled across business 6 years ago. That was the first time I'd ever, other than my husband having his own business, and he's a tradesman, so he's self-employed. He was a self-employed tradesman. He's now got a company and he's built that up. But that was the only experience I'd ever had. I had a typical job, and then stumbled across business myself and saw what was actually possible. So me being that person that, my ideal client is me 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is what happens, isn't it? So I know the way that their mind is thinking. I know that they're thinking there's no way I could possibly do this. So I show them.
It's a scary shift, isn't it? It's a scary shift. Like, if especially when you become a first-time parent and you make that decision, whether you're in a partnership or not, because there's some people find themselves in single parenthood, the only choice is, in order to make your family work, in order to keep the roof over your head, is to do things like have employment, which is fine if that's what you want to do. And this show and the whole IATQB movement is about doing what it is that you want to do, really filling your cup up. And to have to compromise, right, that's me now for the next 11 years, I'm going to have to work part-time in a job that I don't want to have to do, or work full-time and have my kids in childcare full-time. I was that mum who was the kids went to childcare from 7:30 in the morning to 6:30 at night. That's like the whole of the day. And then at the week, because I in my mind, I didn't want to work part-time. I didn't see how it all balanced up. And there was a lot of shame involved in where I was and where I was working to reduce your hours. It was ill thought of within the company. Oh, she's a mum now, she's going to reduce her hours. Oh, she's a mum. Oh, can't promote her because she's a woman. I even had that conversation with, there was a senior manager having a recruitment conversation, talking about, he of course was rolling his eyes about having women on the team. There were too many women on the team, and of course they were going to have kids, and then as such then we weren't allowed to employ any more women. And well, you can imagine how that went down with me in the room. But that still goes on. That still goes on even now. And that is reflective and is put onto us as a workforce. So to know that there are alternative ways to make money is very, very freeing, especially if, you were just going to have to put yourself on. You don't have to compromise. You don't have to, do you?
Women
compromise yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen women hold off starting a family because they've got the fear and the pressure is put on them from their bosses or their companies that, like, if you get pregnant, your chances of promotion and earning more money go out of the window.
Yeah.
Like, putting off becoming a parent. So like my whole my whole passion and mission in life is to show you can have it all. You can have both. You can have a successful career, business, money-making ability, as well as being a mum without having guilt, without having the pressure. You can do both. Like my job before starting a business, I was in the health and social care industry, so the hours were absolutely ridiculous. I was, there's some weeks I wouldn't see my kids because of the shift patterns, and school and childcare. I wouldn't see my kids for like 3 days, and that to me, this is how are you possibly supposed to live like this? Like, how do you not see your children for 3 days? Like, I don't get that. As a mother as well, like as a mum, I can't not see. That's not possible. I can't do this anymore.
I didn't have my kids not to see them. I won't see them.
Exactly.
I have kids not to see them.
I didn't have my children not to. What's the point? Like, this is the thing. But then also, and like I said, there's nothing at all wrong with being a stay-at-home mom if that's what you want to do. If that's what you really want to do, that's absolutely fine. For me and for many, many women out there, it's not. We've got a purpose in life other than just being a mom. I weren't just put it, to be a mom, and that's what I want to do. I want to be able to show you can have it all. You can have both. And working with my clients has just been insane. And the light bulb moments, and you can see the face just go,
oh,
I can do it. I can do it. Right. It is insane. It lights me up. Honestly, like I sleep like a baby at night, knowing that that's the sort of help that I can give women.
That's your work.
Yeah, I do. I love it. And obviously I love what I do now. And for the past 6 years, I've loved what I do. I continue to love what I do. And it's exciting to think about how many more women I'm yet to meet that I can give them that thought, that one thought, that spark. They go, oh my God, like I can do it. I can do it all.
And for some people, it's like that's like lighting a touch paper, isn't it? And it is the realization, even if it's just the permission.
Yeah.
Is like lighting the touch paper, and then these people go on to fly. It's interesting as well where the pressure comes from, because the pressure sometimes doesn't just come from work, does it? It comes from the people that surround you. Like my mum, so my eldest is about coming up for 13, and I've always worked all the way through being a parent, and my mum found it very difficult to get her head around the fact that my career was really important to me, that I actually sought a lot of validation for myself. I filled my cup up with my work, because in some way, shape or form, my work has always helped people, or my work has always been sat within my talents. There have been many times, even now, I mean, particularly in the last couple of years, where no one understands what I do. I still try to explain to people what it is I do. Where you kind of get you don't need to work so hard, or you should you really be doing that, or it's going to have a detrimental effect on your kids if you kind of get those whispers, and it's through lack of understanding, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So my mum, very, very similar story. So I was working still full time when I took it. My business was a sideline initially, and within 6 months of me working my sideline, I'd overridden my wages by 4 times. So I quit my job. It was a no-brainer. That was what I started the business for. I was to quit my job. And when I told my mum, she went, "You're being irresponsible, Danielle. You've got your kids to think about. It's not just yourself." I'm like, are you joking, woman? Like,
how am I being irresponsible? I'm just earning 4 times more than what I was earning. Where am I being irresponsible?
Spending more time with them, like with your grandchildren, looking after them, not having somebody else bring them up. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, but you've got no holiday pay or no sick pay. It's just generational conditioning, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And they don't understand what I do, but I don't need them to, and their opinions don't pay my bills, and that's how I think about it.
You have to kind of just get your blinkers on, isn't it? And you can see what you do. And but again, that's one of the fears, isn't it? When particularly women, and I'm saying particularly women, I know there are men out there that watch this show. It is very different, and the lived experience for women is very different. Like the independence that we need to have in order to keep a family going, and particularly if we find ourselves on our own. I speak from a single person point of view, as like a single parent point of view, as well as being in a, you know, in a stable relationship. Having that independence is super, super important for things like your mental health or all of that sort of stuff. You know, being able to stand on your own 2 feet and say, do you know what, actually, you know, I'm might not even necessarily be the breadwinner, but I'm bringing it in and I'm doing it my way, is a, you know, it does a lot for your heart and your head as well.
My husband used to be quite old fashioned, and when we first met, he said to me, look, you know, I'm happy for you to be at home if you want to be at home. You know, I'm happy for you to clean the house, cook the meals, that sort of thing. And even
Oh God, no.
Honestly, I cringe to death at it. I can't even comprehend how that would be. I would be so bored and so mindless. It's just, I can't even think about it. And I was like, no, that's not for me. And now he's you know, he's completely, I craved that independence. I needed to be, no matter how much I brought in, I didn't need to be the main breadwinner at all. I just needed to have something for me. I just needed to be called Danielle. Like the amount of times a day I hear mum is a joke, you know, like so like I just needed to be called something else. I mean, my husband don't even call me Danielle, he calls me love or babe, but you know, he called me, my name is Danielle and that's what I want to be called. So
yeah,
that is it is independence is a big thing, and there's so many women out there and men even, you know, there's so many people out there that are craving independence. And I think to build your own business and to see your own work like come to fruition, you know, like actually you've put this together, you've grown it and it's yours, and you're not just turning up to work and clocking in and building somebody else's dreams, you're building your own. That is priceless to me and to my clients. So that's, I love my work and I always will.
And it is incredible the work that you do, and seeing so many, you know, but I mean, obviously for the work that you do, particularly women in business, be able to sort of find what it is that they can do, begin those businesses. It is scary once you step out of that kind of the being paid and the tax credits things is a minefield and all of that sort of stuff. So to know that somebody is out there like you, Danielle, that's just like waving the flag and saying, actually, you know, there's ways out, you know, you can do this. This is absolutely entirely possible. How do you do that? Where do you do that? Tell us where we can hang out with you, Danielle, because I know you've got to get the kids to school this morning.
I know. Yeah, my husband leaves early, so I need to do the school run. But that's why I do what I do, so I can do the school run.
Absolutely.
So I've run the Mumpreneur Society, which is my free group. That's a year old just on Friday. So it's literally just a year old, the Mumpreneur Society. So there's over 900 women in there that are all very much, you know, very similar women wanting to start business or already in business. So we go in there, I do trainings in there, free trainings, I do all sorts of stuff in there. So feel free to come on over, absolutely. I have just literally this year, in the midst of lockdown, launched my membership. So it's the Mum Does Business membership or members club.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Absolutely love being in there. So we've got a gorgeous group of women in there building their own businesses, and we've made some absolutely fantastic, you know, we've got some fantastic results with that. And then I've also just launched, because I have gone through Lisa Johnson's One to Many.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I've just launched my Build a Business Academy. So that's the first lesson, so the first module I will be delivering tonight. So that's exciting. So today's a super exciting day for me. And that's the first cohort. So the first one of that is done. It's an 8-week course. Obviously the wait list is open for the next launch, so you'll be able to see all of that when you come over into the Mumpreneur Society, if it's somewhere you can be. But yeah, I'm everywhere. I'm on Insta. I'm on Facebook. You know, I've got a business page. But yeah, I do a lot of the stuff in the Mumpreneur Society, so I'm happy to.
Fantastic. Amazing. Well, Danielle, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know you need to scoot off for the school run. Thank you for being flexible and joining us. Make sure you put your links in the comments so that anybody out there that is needing your help can come and find you.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks for having me, Danny.
All right, I'll see you soon. Take care, my darling. That was Danielle Hobson. Very short show this morning. Just making sure that we can get Danielle away on the school run on time. The times are going to change for the show. We are going to be doing a later show in the not too distant future in the next couple of weeks. We're just ironing out all of the guest lists. So we will be opening up applications to come and be interviewed by me on the show at Rise Up Show, where you can come and share all your wonderful stories. I want to share as many different types of stories as possible. So there is going to be an application process for it going forward, just to make sure I can bring you fresh content that is funky fresh. Now, I did tell you to stay tuned to the end today, because over the weekend, and this always happens, I don't know if you find this, you lot, but when you take a little bit of time off and then you come back, or when you take a little bit of time off and you have some space to think, you think, oh, this is something I wanted to do. Or, oh, I know, this will be a really good idea. And the problem is when I have any time off, that's when my ideas start happening. And that's when all the crazy stuff starts to go on. And one of the things that we, as a collective, have been talking about for a long time now is a retreat, a little retreat that isn't necessarily... are you going to school?
Yeah, because Dad won't drive me.
What a turd. I'll get off here. You don't have to be until 9.
Yeah, I know. But it takes me 15 minutes to bike there.
Right, you've got time. You're all right. She's having a panic. So, what was I going to say? Yes, I was talking to you about the bee treat. So I wanted to do something that wasn't necessarily speaking specific, that was more strategy, that was more growing your business, it was more connective. So I have created a 3-day retreat, so 3 days, 2 nights. It's going to call the Bee Treat 2021. It's going to be in January. It's going to be mid-January. It's going to be from a Friday to a Sunday. And I will be holding space and facilitating strategy planning for the rest of 2021, as well as throwing in some really cool experiences. So we'll go out for dinner. Well, I'm not going to tell you what the cool experiences are. Anybody who's been on an event of mine or has been to anything that I have created will know that it will be fun. But yeah, there's going to be a page that goes out. There's only going to be space for 12 people. Sarah Stone is in the house, made it live for the first time in forever. Hello, my angel. Just I'm about to do a later show. It will be at 9:30, so it'll still be the middle of the night for New York. Will it not? But yeah, so if you want to know more about the Bee Treat, we're looking at a price point, and you can pay in installments. We're looking at a price point of around sort of $847 for a couple of days. All your food and everything will be included, your accommodation will be included, your activities will be included, a meal out will be included. But if you are interested, then get in my inbox. There is a post that I put out about it last night. Go and express your interest on there so I can see who is up for it. So we'll release that towards the end of this week. You'll be able to book on to that towards the end of this week. Ready for the new year to get some planning in. Yeah, so that's the Bee Treat that we are going to do. We're looking at a UK venue, so it's not an intensive, it's not one-to-one, there's no after package or anything like that. It's just 3 days getting together, sorting out strategy for the rest of 2021 and having some nice experiences. So any of you queen bees out there, king bees, royal bees, I think we're just going to go for kind of king bees and royal bees, if that's all right, dudes. That yeah, if you can, make yourselves known to me that you're interested, I can give you the details when we create the page for it a little bit later on this week. So anything else I need to tell you? I don't think so. Be Inspired and Be Heard are extended now to the end of this week. So if you want to jump aboard, there are payment plans available. Go to imthequeenbee.co.uk/packages. I'm going to be sending you all an email about everything that's going on in a little while. So keep an eye on your inboxes. If you aren't on my mailing list, go to imthequeenbee.co.uk. Pop your email in at the bottom of the landing page. Right, you guys, I will speak to you all later on, and I will see you tomorrow for more of the Show Up, Rise Up Show. Have an incredible Monday. Let me me know in the comments what you want to be achieving this week. Your book has just arrived. I love it. You got closed mouths don't get fed, Sue. We've got the new book. The book launch is coming on the 29th of October. 29th of October. We have got some things planned. There are going to be some prizes up for grabs, but I'm the Queen Bee. The book is going to be out at the end of this month. Keep your eyes peeled. We're going to need to swarm secret squirrels. I'm going to need you. We are going to go for a bestseller campaign. So, I'm excited to press the go button on that at the end of this month. More to come in your emails. If you're not on my email list, make sure you are. imthequeenbee.co.uk. And at the bottom of there, you can pop your email in and we will send you your pop onto our email list. We don't spam. We don't do spamming. We just send you the value. And that's what we're going to do. Right. Have an incredible day. Tell me in the comments what you're going to do this week. That's going to make this week a win for you. Me, it's going to be getting some more people onto the Be Inspired and the Be Heard course. 4 spaces on Be Inspired. If you want to speak at that big event, you're going to want to be on this particular mastermind. We've never done anything like it before. It is going to be off the shizzle. It's going to be the event. To be kicking off proceedings for things getting back to, in inverted commas, normality next year. So yeah, see you all later. Have an incredible day. I love you. Tra.